When you're in survival mode or, fight or flight mode, you're thinking only about today. It is my job and my desire to help those moms who have a lot to juggle to think about tomorrow.
And there's some kids clothes left. They can come back for seconds on kids clothes.
I love Kamala, honestly. She's probably the best person in this entire world.
I think she's kind of everybody's safe haven.
It's overwhelming. This organization has always been held up by the community. From day one, we have always had a large community involvement in all of our programs. But this year, the actions and the words, they married each other. On New Year's Eve, December 31st of 2024, I was diagnosed with stage 3 triple-negative breast cancer. That was very scary. The first thing that flashed through my mind was the people that I serve. How will I serve? How will I be able to continue to serve the people that I serve? I am just overwhelmed with the way that the community stepped in after my diagnosis.
I really enjoy being a part of anything that she does because she does everything in such excellence. My name is Connie. I am volunteering here today with Kamala because I want to be a part of what she's doing in the community. I'm excited to be able to be a part of the diaper giveaway and also sharing inclusive wellness here with my organization, F3 Fitness. The Lotus Flower Project is all about resilience, and she just really embodies that.
Harvesting Wellness was our fall event. 103 women and caregivers were served on that day. We included 13 community organizations at that event to come in and provide information about the services that they provide, and we invited them to share the resource with their communities, and a lot of them did. So we got a lot of newcomers.
For people to be able to come in and have a need and she's able to meet that need without any judgment and accepting them for who they are, I feel like it's an asset. My name is Jasmine Dixon and I'm a volunteer at the Lotus Flower. When you come in, you're always going to be welcomed with love and a hug, or even we have a prayer wheel, so you just never know what you're going to receive. Everybody's got to have a Kamala. She's been so much for the community. Now she needs the community to love on her and to show up for her. Because when we show up for her, that fills her and makes her better. And when it makes her better, then she can heal and do all things she needs to do.
She definitely gears her workshops towards not just giving things, but also giving you a sense of community and giving you tools so that you can cope once you leave here. My name is Shanice Williams. My connection with Lotus Flower, she's been helping me since 2023 with my babies, and it started with just the diaper bank. And then I started doing the art therapy and a lot of her workshops. And then I started volunteering.
Volunteers are needed all the time. There's so much work to be done. Hi, my name's Jackie. I'm a volunteer at the Lotus Flower Project. It's very important because there's not very many organizations that give out goods that are very useful. When you come, you leave with bags of stuff because we want you to have what you need for as long as you need it.
I am honored to say that we are a community-based organization, meaning funding, meaning time, talent, and treasure has always been very prevalent in this organization. In spite of my diagnosis this year, we are so proud of the work that we've done alongside of the community, that our numbers have still been steady and that we have made a huge and amazing impact in the community, fighting for each other and fighting for myself.
When you actually take a second and look at what she's doing on top of everything she has going on, it makes you want to volunteer. It makes you want to give back to the community and like really step up your game, because it's like, well, what am I complaining about?
The Lemonade Brunch is the lemonade brunch that we have had each year. And the slogan of that brunch is how to manage life's lemons and how to make lemonade. This year, we put a twist on it with my diagnosis because it was breast cancer awareness and pink is the color. We did a pink lemonade brunch. We had an amazing workshop that talked about how to make lemonade out of lemons, because life does throw us lemons.
One thing that she did that really touched all of us, she said, you know what, if you're not sure what it feels like here, touch my breast. So she offered us the space into her pain. She said, touch my breast and let me show you what this lump will feel like. And I think beyond anything that she could have ever done, that was just so impactful to the women that were in the room.
So one of the reasons I'm so vocal about, health and asking, have you had your mammogram yet, is because 7 months prior to my diagnosis in December, my husband and I were in Punta Cana on an amazing island. I am in this beautiful bathing suit. It was something different that I would not normally have purchased. It was a little pricey, but it was a treat. I looked great. Had no idea that in that moment, I had stage 3 breast cancer. And so I always ask now, have you had your mammogram yet? Because all illnesses aren't loud. Some of them don't have symptoms. You could not have told me that day that I had stage 3 breast cancer. I looked great. I felt great. I had no idea that 7 months later that my breast would have swollen and have a lump in it the size of an orange. So many ups and downs with cancer, lots of them being the way that I look, and the changes, and accepting the new version of who I am, and knowing that the version that I was will not be coming back. I see strength on some days, and on some days I don't. What I don't want people to get confused is that a lot of times, strength glamorizes the real struggle. And so I smile some days to keep from crying, but the struggle is real. The struggle is real. So see your doctors, get your exams, check on your bodies, check on yourself, check on each other, because it's hard. And even though I smile, it's still hard. It's hard. I have and had the most amazing caregiver on this side of heaven. Karen Pilgrim, our operations director, went 17 trips with me to Atlanta for treatment. Very scary days, but we did it. Had I not had the people surrounding me that surround me, I don't believe that I would have made it through 16 rounds of chemo. As I rung the bell, I started out with yay, and then I started thinking about, oh my gosh, I did it, we did it. I was able to fight and focus because the community stepped in. Volunteers came out of nowhere. Donations came out of nowhere. We never missed a beat. I never missed a workshop. I never missed a distribution. All because of the community and how they stepped in. I was able to fight in peace. What's next for the Lotus Flower Project is to keep going, keep serving, keep being a beacon of hope for the West Side, keep being there for women and children and families.
There's so much work to be done, and I know that if she had more help, more could be done.
Things like this for these women, these mothers, these expecting mothers, this is something that needs to be believed in. This is something the community needs to take seriously. And if the means are there to help, help. If you can't donate money, donate your time.
She's like a bridge to connect people that need help the most.
It's not about what she tells us to do or tells us what is good for the community. She shows us how to do that, how to be faith in action, how to be service in action, how to be love in action. So like I say, she called my name, Mama, I'm coming.
I feel like all of us need community. And not just a role model, but somebody that's in it with us. And that's what Kamala is to us. She's a friend, a mother, a sister.
I'm so happy with what we've done this year.